Hey guys, it's Sam from Mandarin. I hope you're all doing well. In this video, I want to talk about this, the Thorn. Now, Survival Lily did a video on this bow as well, but this is a bow that I have eagerly wanted to get my hands on for quite a while. So, a tiny bit of backstory. My very first bow was actually a longbow. It was a bow that I made out of PVC pipe and fiberglass rods, and it was by every measure a bad bow. It was awful. It was absolutely awful, but it gave me the bug. It gave me that little bit of spark that made me go on and buy well-made bows. So I have shot recurve bows, I've shot target recurve bows, compound bows, hybrid bows. I've shot in practically every style that there is, and I have loved every single bow. Some bows are not for me, some bows are. Through my archery journey, my personal archery journey, I've found that my preferred bow is a field recurve bow. So either the Black Hunter recurve or longbow version, because the longbow version has bamboo limbs. The Devourer behind me is technically a longbow, but that kind of archery for me is always where my heart will go to. But the very first bow that I bought was a Chinese horsebow, and because of that, horsebows always have a very, very special place in my heart. Now, if someone asks me what type of bow should I get for my first bow, my knee-jerk reaction is very, very simple. What bow do you like the look of? Because my archery journey is not going to be the same as yours. It's not going to be the same as anyone else in the world. It is your journey. That being said, I would always say, if you can, start with a lightweight horsebow. Because a bow like this is not going to determine how you shoot. If we take the Devourer behind me, it is a beautiful bow. It's a bow that I love shooting. It's so well made. It's absolutely fantastic. But I know when I pick that bow up, it will determine how I shoot. So either I'm going to get the bow and I'm going to shoot a Mediterranean draw, like this, with the arrow on the outside of the bow there, or I'm going to shoot that bow with 3 under. 3 fingers under, but again, that arrow is going to be on the outside of the bow there. I will do a video quite soon about different types of grips and releases, and in that video I'll say why I will never do a 3 under grip, because it's just not me. However, with a horsebow, with a bow like this, you are not told how to shoot this bow. You can pick up a horsebow, and if you want to do the Mediterranean draw, which is how I started, then you can do that, absolutely. If you want to, however, go perhaps a Saracen draw, either sticking that little finger out or tucking it in, well, you have that option. If you want to go to thumb release, these bows are absolutely beautiful and cracking for letting you experiment with different styles of archery, and that is why I love them so much. I really, really do. Now, this particular bow, the Thorn, it is a lightweight bow. So I have measured this bow at 24 pounds at full draw. Now, this does not necessarily mean that every bow is going to be 24 pounds, and 24 pounds, while it's not necessarily a lot, is more than enough to take this bow seriously. When I was out stumping, it was very, very easily to get a arrow wedged into a tree stump. The bow itself is made out of fiberglass. Now, when you do buy this bow, you will have a leather patch coming with it. The leather patch that comes with it has a zip fitting rather than the one that I put on. The one that I've put on has just a cross stitch sort of thing going on, and I might swap that out for some fabric rather than the leather, but right now the leather is good for my hands. I like the way that feels. I did swap out the leather that originally came with it because the bulk on the zip itself just for me wasn't that comfortable.
I don't particularly have massive hands, so the little things for me make a big difference, and that zip just wasn't that comfortable. And certainly I did want something on there. I know Survival Lily, she took the leather off altogether and just shot it bare on. For me, I just prefer that. I prefer that little wrap. So that's what I've done with this bow. And that really is the only criticism I have about this bow. It is such a beautiful bow to shoot. It's so springy. It's so fun to shoot. And that's something that I think needs to be reinforced with a lot of different archery. Whether a bow is fun or whether it's a serious get the performance done. So if I'm at my mark and I'm shooting 30 meters, if I hit my target, fantastic. That's brilliant. If I miss, I still want to make sure that I'm having fun shooting. And that's a really big important thing for me. So if I'm at 40 meters, 50 meters, so on and so forth, I want to have more fun taking the shot than being concerned with, am I hitting that bullseye? Now for me, I understand my priorities are slightly different. I am certainly not a bow hunter. So if I miss my shot when I'm out stumping, the worst case scenario for me is that I lose an arrow. Which in itself is annoying, but that's not too bad. But that's just where it comes to for me, and I absolutely love shooting a bow like this. It is so much fun to do. So if you are stepping your toes into the archery world, if you are looking to experiment with new styles of archery when you're training, if you're studying new types of archery, if you're just getting into thumb release, if you're just getting into traditional Chinese archery or Saracen archery, or maybe you want to work on a Mediterranean draw or something like that, when you're going into a new style of archery, a lightweight bow is always going to be your best friend. The Mandarin Duck Thorn, personally, I think is the bow for you.